Mr. Gray, federal spending is out of control. Our current federal deficit is approaching $20 trillion and climbing by the minute. If a bill came to the floor for a limited Article 5 constitutional convention, would you vote for or against, and why?
I am opposed to having a Article 5 constitutional process. I think that there is not a trust that this is going to be handled in the way that it's initiated by the states. And until, the reality is that trust is not there. We've lost our faith in our politicians, and based on the history, there is reason to conclude that an Article 5 convention would get out of control and start going into other areas like our gun rights, like all of our, all of the other rights that we've worked hard on in the Constitution. And I just think it's an error where we have out-of-control politicians to put them in control of this process. So I would be opposed to an Article 5 convention. The other thing I would note is that Mr. Pacheco continues to say that he's the candidate lifting everybody up and not tearing anybody down. I have spoken the truth in this campaign, and that's what we need in our politics.
That's right.
And I did it with my campaign funds, whereas Mr. Pacheco has recruited people to submit letters to the editor that are lies. And that is the problem in our politics, okay? We need people that are going to stand for the truth, grassroots conservatives, not someone that's going to represent the insiders. That's wrong. And that's what's wrong with our politics, and that's why people are frustrated, legitimately.
Mr. Gray, we have 60 seconds for close. Your final thoughts. Mr. Gray.
Well, I think that we had some distinctions come out in this last half hour. I think it's very troubling how we saw how some of the answers of my opponent are not real answers on the education question. And this has been a common sort of thread in Mr. Pacheco's career, that he dances around the answers, because that's a common tactic of establishment insider politicians. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you where I stand. I'm a constitutional conservative. I've been a constitutional conservative through thick and thin, whether it was to my advantage or disadvantage. And that's the way I'm going to continue. And I'm going to continue speaking the truth.